Good morning, y'all. This is the Apoth Green. Happy Friday. Happy whatever fucking day it is for you, because this message will find you when it was meant to find you, when you need it the most, or those who you may know need it the most, okay? This is going to be a bit of a take as needed PRN session, the 411 sessions, right? Because we got Mercury in Gatorade, and I heard Taste the Rainbow bitches, so we are getting all the flavors. Okay? All the flavors. We are attracting all the flavors, especially since Lionsgate Portal is open, with its peak again being August 8th, 2025. Okay? And I believe it closes on the 12th of August. So that's really good to know, but, you know, even with again, all the flavors of Gatorade, we can also be attracting some haterade. Okay, so that's kind of why I wanted to do this message today. But anyway, please only take what fits, let the rest sit, let it marinate. Just let it, be here for those who need it, essentially. Please bear in mind that energy is super transitional, okay? So what I mean by that is we both have we all have masculine and feminine energy within us. And so I could pull a King of Swords, but in real life I could be talking about like your girlfriend or something, okay? And so I just kind of want to discard any idea of gender here and realize that we are reading energy. If it fits, awesome. If not, just let it sit and let it marinate for those who need it. Thank you for not only showing up for me, but for doing the inner work for yourselves and, in that sense, just reparenting yourself, taking care of yourself, giving yourself the love that you need and deserve. And just know that I'm proud of you and the divine is proud of you, and I hope that you're proud of yourself too. Okay, so we got some angel numbers. We got 1414 and 1212. I also got some downloads. Let's see. I believe Shadows of Ourselves. I was listening to that while working out, and that's by Thievery Corporation. I kind of feel like this is a prelude, in a sense, the Shadows of Ourselves, again by Thievery Corporation, if you ever want to listen. But I feel like when interacting with you, or at least, observing you, because I feel like many do kind of scrutinize you and put you under that microscope, and, you may not have a lot of, direct interaction with others, but they're definitely watching you. I feel heavy lurker energy, especially on your social media. So, I do want to let you know, not everybody, not all of them, not everybody is underestimating you right now. However, a lot of them do count on you underestimating yourselves. Okay, and I feel like, again, this is lurker energy, so these could be people making fake accounts of you or to follow you, or just I feel weird kind of stalker energy, and not in a, I don't even know how people would find it cutesy or wootsy or anything like that, but not harmless crush, but I feel someone is definitely going out of their way. I just got goosebumps. So y'all could have recently discovered that maybe someone had made a fake account of you, or that there are fake accounts following you. Okay. Alright. With 1414, we can remember it this way. So, of course, to break it down, we have one which aligns with the sun. So we have Leo domicile and Aquarius detriment, Aries exalt, and Libra fall. Now, 4 is going to be a bit of a contradiction, but y'all will understand. So 4 itself is aligned with Uranus, right? And so Aquarius domicile, Leo detriment, Scorpio exalt, Taurus fall. For this download in particular, for this angel number that I got the song Waiting Line by 07. At least I believe it's by 07. And that song essentially depicts how... Let me just pull up the lyrics for you guys. But it kind of talks about, like, you know, the trends within society and how we have kind of, like, succumbed to them, and, you know, what are we really waiting for? Because it's like we're promised all of these things and we're in the waiting line, but, you know, nothing is necessarily happening. So I got, because everyone's saying different things to me. Everyone's saying different things to me. Do you believe in what you see? There doesn't seem to be anybody else who agrees with me. Do you believe in what you see? Motionless wheel, nothing is real. Wasting my time in the waiting line. Do you believe in what you see? 9 to 5, living lies, every day, stealing time. And this song, you know, it really brings in those visceral feels of the cognitive dissonance that we face when we follow the societal expectations of, you know, I say this often, but I feel like the 9 to 5 isn't really, you know, the 9 to 5 anymore, because originally the 9 to 5 was curated to put an end to overworking and, you know, unpaid labor. Back before the 9 to 5 was curated, people were essentially working 7 days a week, you know, no schedule, called in whenever, and, you know, paid however. Whereas with the 9 to 5, that was created to ensure people have their time, their money, and that they're able to take care of their financial needs, no problem. Back in the day, the 9 to 5 and the economy was able to support a whole family with just one person working that 9 to 5. However, nowadays, unless you have 2 9 to 5s along with some overtime, you know, again, we're in a modern day slave trade. Unless you have those, you know, good luck. And even if you do have those, again, good luck, because you're essentially killing yourself just to live a little, you know? It feels like a lot of the things we were told, especially the whole idea that as long as you educate yourself and go to college and pick something that, you know, would really essentially stimulate the economy, you know, then you'd be fine, right? And so a lot of us, particularly millennials, Gen Z, and now Generation Alpha, right? We are realizing that we are not just babies, that, you know, it's not normal for confirmation. It's not normal for 27-year-olds, and I say 27-year-olds in particular because that terrified me, and I read an article about it, but it is not normal for 27-year-olds to be having strokes with no prior health complications, you know. It is not normal for everybody to be drinking day in and day out to numb themselves from just everything going on. The overstimulation, the way humanity treats each other, especially if you're in customer service, right? You know, I've worked at call centers, and I don't want to necessarily like put the focal point on me, but I do want to say and validate other people who have been in, the customer service industry. So like healthcare, retail, the food industry, home and hospitality, all of those things. I know how people can treat y'all. And I also know how, unless those calls or, those people who do treat you those ways are observed, then people will flat out, treat you like dirt until they find out, oh, so this person really did treat you like dirt. It's like a vicious cycle. We are noticing the patterns. We're noticing the cycles in which, humanity is choosing to not look within and to blame everybody else. This was our doing, and it could very well be our undoing as well if things don't change and we don't treat each other better and we don't continue trying to treat others like they're below us, if that makes sense. But yeah, I do feel like a lot of us were, taught that in order to lay a foundation and build as a society, that we do have to, take on this lie. They sold us, quote unquote freedom, while trapping us in debt, in gender roles, and burnout. And then it feels like they shame us and gaslight us because we're not thriving and we're exhausted due to that narrative. So I feel like that's the contradiction. I also got, again, shadows of ourselves, and you are making people very privy to their own shadows, whether they want to see them or not. It's not like you're going out of your way to actively shame individuals, but just you being you exposes their shadows, if not to others, at least to them. I also got a download of the movie American Psycho. And we can definitely see this as the patriarchal based capitalist society personified into a human. And that is exactly what Patrick Bateman was supposed to represent. Okay? Patriarchal based capitalistic society. That is that is Patrick Bateman. I almost said patriotic, but that's Patrick Bateman. In a nutshell, it's patriotic bait. We are fed freedom when in reality we get debt, gender roles, and burnout. So do with that what you will, y'all. But I feel like a lot of people are just kind of coming to this realization. But even then, I also channeled Muy Destino, and that is also by Thievery Corporation. And I feel like despite y'all realizing this, and having that ambivalence and that cognitive dissonance, it's not necessarily that, you're remaining in cognitive dissonance and continuing to participate in, the system and the machine, but rather you realize who you are and what you're capable of and, what your destiny is, and you're doing your best to keep going. And please do not let any of this get in the way of your dreams, because they are definitely attainable. They are achievable. And I also feel like a lot of y'all, I'm kind of getting that SpongeBob energy. Y'all are like SpongeBob surrounded by a million Squidwards, okay? And I feel like y'all do have a very fun, uplifting energy. However, there are a lot of Squidwards in the world, and I'm kind of even realizing this too. As much as I, want to get onto my soapbox and preach about, how shitty humanity can be to one another, I also realize that I cannot control everybody, you're realizing that you cannot control everybody. And some people just choose to stay the way they are because it's easier that way. We have a lot of emotionally incompetent and emotionally and intellectually because they don't want to do the research. But just a lot of like emotional and intellectual laziness, even spiritual laziness, you know, because we can always talk about, you know, the Christians who pose as Christian and, you know, manipulate and utilize different parts of the Bible in order to suit their own agendas, which, you know, is cult-like mentality, but who am I to say that? But yeah, I just kind of feel like y'all could totally be overstimulated to the max. Like, kind of like the world is too loud, so maybe some of you, like, might be neurodivergent or a little neurospicy, so... or someone in your life could be neurospicy, and this is like something else that you're bracing yourself for. And like, you know, I just kind of feel like everyone is just a little burnt out, and I wanted to validate you and your emotions and your feelings and let you know that not only are you not alone, but you have the right to feel this way, because things right now, like, despite you knowing that you are going to be okay, because you have that faith, and you know, you are able to surrender to the divine, and you have, like, you know, been proven time and time again by the divine that they've got your back. But not everybody has that sort of faith, okay? And a lot of people are scared right now. Even some of you, like, I feel like some of you may even, like, you know, sometimes struggle with having faith, and I can totally get that. But I feel like this whole situation is going to kind of restore your faith, not only in future generations, but in realizing that there is something bigger than us. And it doesn't necessarily have to be that, you know, you follow a specific religion or some sort of dialect that, you know, preaches spirituality. You can be whatever you want to be. You can even just believe in yourself. Okay, but I feel like faith is going to be restored for you in some way or fashion because of all of this. Okay, but yeah, life can feel like a bit of a conundrum, a bit of a contradiction to you, and I just wanted to let you know it's not just you. It is definitely society as a whole placating these broken systems. Even so, I feel like you, in particular, you shake shit up, and the enormous truths that you spill, the tea that you pour, it is definitely influential. Despite how controversial, it's influential. And you, my friend, are incredibly taboo, but that is something that is definitely attractive about you, and it is pulling people in like magnets, because you are getting people to really look at things and be open to not necessarily conspiracies, right? But being open to seeing the truth for what it is, okay? Oh my gosh. Y'all are awesome. I got I don't know if y'all have seen it. This is referencing the Matrix, but I got the Wake Up Neo meme. And so I kind of feel like y'all are definitely waking other people up. Like, you are definitely like some tower energy. And like, you realize that things will not change unless we collectively create that change. Like, a lot more uncomfortable truths are on the horizon. I feel like y'all definitely have like major advocate energy. I had thought of a page from the show called Atypical. And Atypical is centered around this individual who has autism, and his name is Sam. Well, Sam is in high school, you know, and you essentially just get to live life with Sam and see what autism is like for him. However, you also get to see, you know, the different struggles he has within relationships, including romantic relationships. And that's where Paige comes in. Paige, you know, may not have understood Sam completely, but she always advocated for Sam. For instance, the scene that I got in particular was when Paige was holding a PTA meeting. And through this PTA meeting, she was trying to enlist these options for the dance committee, as she was head of dance committee, and she wanted to support Sam because Sam felt like the world was too loud. And she wanted him to still be able to have this experience of a high school dance, which is absolutely adorable, by the way. I fucking love Paige. But she proposed that maybe everybody could listen to music through headphones rather than music just blaring through speakers. Okay, and so that would make it a little easier for Sam to attend and for him to be able to have the same experience that they're having, if he so chose. To be able to listen to the music at his volume, if he so chose. Or even listen to nothing at all and still dance, because Sam loved dancing. Like, he loved dancing. He took hip-hop classes. Like, he loved dancing, and he wanted to go to a school dance with Paige. So Paige brings up this idea to wear noise-canceling headphones. And okay, 1 second. Hold on real quick, y'all. Give me just a second. Quick interruption. Okay, I am back. Thank y'all for, you know, bearing with me through that. But she proposed this, you know, to all the moms. And, you know, most of the moms were totally down. But there was that one mom, you know, that one mom who also, you could just tell she was very entitled, okay? She just carried that energy, and you could tell by her linguistics and the vernacular she would use and how she continuously would refer to herself and her daughter. But there was this one mom who insisted that having headphones would ruin all of the girls' hair that night, and that it's just ridiculous that they would have to do this one accommodation for this one kid. Despite everybody else being cool with it, she herself was not cool with it. And though, you know, it's okay to have an opinion, I also feel like she was being very unreasonable, and she did not want to compromise. If you ever choose to watch Atypical, you will see the scene, and you will know exactly what I'm talking about. But it's not necessarily that everybody has to get on board just for this one individual, but it's just the fact that, say an individual does have some sort of special needs. It's the fact that so many people are so self-righteous and entitled that they feel like those needs impede on them and their needs more, and so they'll fight it, you know. And I just feel like y'all are a huge advocate, and you speak up for those who may feel like they don't have a voice, such as Sam. I'm not going to spoil it and talk about, like, you know, the rest of the episode or anything like that, but there are a lot of people who, you know, not only can't form the words that they wish to speak or convert their thoughts into words that they wish to speak, but there are so many people who don't even know where to start. And that was essentially Sam. And that's why Paige came in and advocated for him. Anyway, let's move on. Gosh, that was a bit of a heavy one. But anyway, we have 1212. One, again, is related to the sun. So Leo domicile, Aquarius detriment, Aries exalt, Libra fall. Okay? And then we have 2, which is represented by the moon. And so we have Cancer domicile, Capricorn detriment, Taurus exalt, and Scorpio fall. Though these harsh truths of the world are being exposed, and though not everyone will be willing to look at these truths and accept them, balance will still come, my friends. With Libra fall here, the scales will be balanced, but many will be met with lessons. Especially those who choose to wear a blindfold and to turn a blind eye to these truths. I just feel like emotions and ego are at the forefront right now, with EQ being the determining factor of any sort of karma that others may have to face. So come Libra season, okay? Come Libra season. Many will have no choice but to answer for their transgressions and wrongdoings and their crimes against humanity. Many. I got that the divine are serving the just desserts. Okay, they're serving them cold on a fucking platter to those who choose to continuously segregate and marginalize, to allow their inferiority complex to grow into a superiority facade. Those individuals, without any sort of consideration for their fellow human beings, they are the ones who get to answer for all of their actions now. And they're not going to like it. But, maybe we should just let them answer for that shit. I got that. Oh, don't shoot the messenger, please. Please don't shoot the messenger. I know that this shit gets like real heavy and shit, and I know that karma is a hefty topic, but please don't shoot the messenger. And I feel like y'all are kind of feeling this way too. Like, hey, don't shoot the messenger. Like, I'm just saying. Okay, I am getting that many are taking a step back and reevaluating too, okay? With these truths presented to them, we are going to get that handful that will look at the bigger picture of how not only their lives, okay, but how others who are desperately in need have been affected. Okay? So, in this case, just kind of please allow for nuance. And what I mean is, like, say someone did vote for Trump and they did so naively and ignorantly, not necessarily understanding all of the policies. When I say allow for nuance, we cannot, if someone decides that, maybe what I did was wrong, maybe I should, kind of take a step back and, reevaluate my choices. Let's allow nuance for individuals to not be shamed in those aspects, but maybe if we do feel some type of way, just ask questions, and try and understand that, sometimes others just really don't know what they're doing, and they really are ignorant to the truth. And so if they are willing to accept the truth now, please don't shame them. Many who choose to speak out right now will decide to monetize their abuse rather than succumb to it. And what I mean by that is many are transmuting it into fuel. Some are even putting others on blast. I feel like this is just such a comeback. Some of y'all are even becoming or already are advocates for, SA, DV, just for others who, again, feel like they didn't have a voice and that they have been victimized. Those who have been bullied. Like, I feel like y'all have major advocate energy. I wouldn't be surprised if you're not an INFJ. If not, I feel like you'd be an INTP, INTJ, ENFJ, ENTP. Okay. Things may feel a bit haywire right now, but it's just going to feel like that because, you know, again, the tower. But I promise the dust will settle soon, okay? So, like, we are all facing a collective tower moment right now. But when everything starts to balance out, you know, those who fucked with you, your haters, everybody's haters, okay? A lot of them are about to be fired, demoted, or some will literally work under you because of how they treated you. Especially if, like, you know, especially if this was a boss or, you know, maybe like a matriarch or a patriarch. But these transgressions will not go unanswered for, my friend. Whew. I also got, like, please stay humble, as this will kind of be a test of your integrity as well. So it's like, will you be content with the judgment that is served by the universe, or will you go out of your way to seek additional revenge? Because honestly, you don't gotta do shit. Like, the universe wants to balance shit out for you. The natural consequences, though, like, your anger towards these individuals, it can totally be righteous. I understand. This is your livelihood that they're fucking with. I get it. But maybe it would be best to let this individual just experience the natural consequences and learn the way they're supposed to learn. How else will they learn? And who are we to stop others from learning? You may still be, like, considering leaving your field and going back to some old habits that may have !ED real hard, okay? And I feel like that's because they made you a lot of money. Like, I'm getting, like, you know, selling drogas, or, you know, maybe being a ST Ripper, or even, like, going on to only whomever. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. But I feel like some of y'all, like, may have, like, briefly or even explicitly thought about going back to that. Let me tell you, I get it. It can totally feel like right now your chariot has a fucking flat tire, but you do not have a spare. Okay, so the divine are coming through with some fix-a-flat for you to get you to your next destination. So please, please, please do not self-sabotage. Do not turn around and go back from whence you came. That energy of wanting to go back to where you came from, that is not for you. You did not come all this way to shrink back and let some manipulative pieces of fucking poop get one over on you, okay? Let them go back with their tail between their fucking legs. That's who that energy is for. Okay? You are just highly sensitive or highly empathic, and that could be why you feel this way in particular, but let them go back. I feel like you know this well, but failure is a great teacher, and this person needs to learn from failure. They have a huge lesson. Or these people, whatever, whomever. But let others fail, and stop dulling yourself just to keep the boat from rocking, just to keep the boat afloat. This person, people, whomever, they were not meant to be on the boat. Just allow your ships to pass in the night and keep sailing, okay? I channeled the song, what is it called? I think it's called My Name is Human. And it's by Highly Suspect. The lyrics in particular, I actually think I'm just gonna read the whole song. Because now that I think about it, like, this really just kind of hits with the whole song. Honestly, y'all, it kind of feels like, because personally, I'm not down with multi-level marketing, but it kind of feels like patriarchal-based capitalism is, like, the biggest multi-level marketing scam of all time. And we all bought it, collectively. But anyway, my name is Human. Lyrics. Again, the band is called Highly Suspect, so I'm gonna read you the song. I'm feeling the way that I'm feeling myself. Fuck everyone else. Gotta remember that nobody's better than anybody else here. Do you need some time to think it over? Look what they do to you. Look what they do to me. You must be joking if you think that either one of us is free here. Get up off your knees, girl. Stand face to face with your God and find out what you are. Hello, my name is Human. And I came down from the stars. Hello, my name is Human. I'm ready for love and I'm ready for war, but I'm ready for more. Ooh, I just got goosebumps. I know that nobody's ever been this fucking ready before. Hey, do you need some time to think it over? So figure it out or don't figure it out. I figured it out. The bigger the river, the bigger the drought. Get up off your knees, boy. Stand face to face with your God and find out what you are. Hello, my name is Human. And I came down from the stars. Hello, my name is Human. Fire world, I love you. Fire world. I'm up off my knees, girl. I'm face to face with myself, and I know who I am. Hello, my name is Human. I stole the power from the sun. I am more than just a man. No longer disillusioned. I'm not asking questions, because questions have answers, and I don't want answers. I came down from the stars, so I'll take my chances. And what are the chances that I could advance on my own circumstances? Said, what are the chances? Hello, my name is Human. And what are the chances? I don't want your answers. I'm not asking questions. And I know who I am, so keep your answers. I'm not asking questions. I'm taking my chances. Holy shit. If you have not seen that video, y'all, like, if you're into, like, alternative rock and new metal, like, hooey, that video, that song, like, it just fucking hits during these times, y'all. Like, we are definitely, like, cogs in the system, and we provide worship towards those who do not deserve it, when we should be believing in ourselves a lot more than we believe in these fucking people who treat us like shit. You know, the whole idea of, like, look what they do to you, look what they do to me, and, like, you know, the idea of us thinking that we're free when in reality nobody is free here. And again, we're in a slave system, in a slave trade. Even so, you know who you are, you know what you came here to do, and you are going to keep going. I feel like, again, like, kind of going back to, you know, the MLM scam of the century here, you know, not just of the century, but, you know, I just feel like America is just built up on lies. Like, I'm not sorry. Never mind, I'm not going to say I'm sorry, but I do feel like it's been built up on lies. And we are all collectively seeing that right now, real time. We also gonna see some other crazy shit, so just wait. let me go ahead and pull out my cards. Ugh. What's this one? Okay. Hello, my name is Human. I love that song. You know what? Maybe I'll play it now. You guys can kind of listen to it while I'm shuffling and stuff and talking. I'll probably get like, I don't know, like maybe the video will be taken down. I hope not though, because I love this song. No, I'll let you guys find it yourself. I'm not going to, this is an important message, and I'm not going to spoil it just because I want to hear the song. Like,
that's great, but can you ask your friend if
Emu, Emu.
There's no content. Only pay for what you need. Liberty, liberty, liberty,
Liberty.
At Granger, we have over 1 million products, including the ones that help keep
Okay.
your place safe.
So I am going to pull from my Moonology Oracle deck first. The deck is created by Yasmin Boland with artwork by Miss Nix Rowan. I wonder if she in particular, I mean, maybe this is kind of a stupid question, but I kind of feel like there are no stupid questions, but that's just me. But I wonder if she was named after the goddess Nyx. Nonetheless, let's go ahead and say our mantra. I cloak myself in a chiffon of pink. I ask my spirit guides, ancestors, deities, angels, and Mother Nature ground me in a protective glimmer, so that I may think and so that I may shimmer. I am your oracle of the light, your seer in the dark. Please grant me that creative spark and allow me to bask in your divine essence through this confusion and stark. I am you and you are me. Voice through me these messages you wish to speak, and blessed be. And so it would be like that sometimes. Okay. Yes, I wrote that myself, so, you know, y'all are welcome to use it if you want to. I've found it works for me. So, yes, please go right ahead. Alright, Divine. We are using the Moonology Oracle deck. What would y'all like us to know? I feel like I'm missing cards, but it could be totally wrong. Is there any other cards in here? Nope. I guess I'm not. Okay. So we got one out, and that is be bold and make the first move. Cardinal Moon. However, that is in reverse. Let's get one more. No particular spread today with the Oracle cards. Just kind of shuffling and letting it be. Alright. Our main energies today are in reverse. Both of these cards are in reverse. So we have be bold and make the first move. Cardinal Moon in reverse. What do you need to release? Waning Moon in reverse. Like immediately, right off the bat. Like this is like, hey dude. Like, I'm sure if I kept shuffling, we would see don't let your past hold you back. But it's like, maybe release the need to control the situation and allow it to unfold. Because we also have confidence is your key to the success. New Moon in Leo for overall energy, as well as, and this is in reverse. Look at the bigger picture. Full Moon in Sagittarius in reverse. And being that that is in reverse, and then like immediately look at the bigger picture. I feel like they're, ooh, I just got the song Waiting Lane again from 07, and it's like, do you believe in what you see? Nothing is real, something, something. But this is letting you know to essentially have confidence in the bigger picture that the divine has for you, as well as this person, this group. And I know this is a huge, huge moment of faith for you. But right now is not the time to make any moves toward this person. Let's go ahead and release the need to control the situation and let this person lie in the bed that they made. Just have confidence in yourself, and realize there are just some things that are going on in the background that are unseen to us. We are allowed to know what we are meant to know, okay? And then we also have to be comfortable with not always having all the answers. Confidence is your key to success here. Focus on you and your path. A few weeks ago, we did that reading in which, it was talking about the military fashion show, that song by One Pop. And that was a download letting us know that, the divine are telling us to shape up and get in our line for, whatever we get karmically, and allow everybody else to get back into their lines to get what they need karmically. And while you're in your own lane, focus on your lane. Okay? Yes, you'll be able to see things as they unravel. You're going to hear things on the grapevine. But let this person be their own undoing. Let these people be their own undoing. They are literally doing it to themselves. And if we save them the embarrassment that they created for themselves, they are not going to learn. So no, be bold and make the first move here. Don't backtrack either. Okay. Now I'm going to pull from the Disney Villains Tarot deck, and that is by Minerva Siegel with illustrations by Ellie Goldwyn. I don't know about y'all, but with this Mercury and Gatorade, shit has been crazy. I have been tasting the rainbow and experiencing all the fucking flavors of Mercury and Gatorade. And it's been a wild one. I'm wondering what's going on for y'all too. Are y'all having trouble sleeping right now? Do you feel like you have ascension symptoms such as maybe you feel like you're getting sick? Maybe you feel like your allergies are through the roof because again, allergies can show us shit that we are repelled by in spirit just as much physically. So I just kind of feel like a lot of y'all definitely need some R&R right now, some rest and relaxation, some rejuvenation, but because y'all are definitely burnt out. But I also feel like, where was I going with that? I just lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, I also feel like, y'all might not be sleeping very well right now. And you could be a little memory fogged too. Normally, I'm on my A game, so I don't know. I feel like there's a bit of fog here, and we are trying to see through the fog. Okay, for main energy, and it's funny because there is a fog in this fucking card, but anyway, we have the 5 of Coins in reverse. This particular card shows the Badlands from the Lion King, and it's foggy. There's skeletal sternums, there's bones everywhere, fossils everywhere. So shit is crazy up in the 5 of Coins. We also got the 6 of Cups in reverse, and we got the King of Wands in reverse. So for our overall energy today, we have the World, the Magician in reverse, and the Star. Ooh, I just channeled the song. What the fuck is it called? This may be the night that my dreams will let me know. Oh, it's All the Stars by Kendrick Lamar and SZA. But this may be the night that my dreams will let me know all the stars are closer, I think she says. Trust in your dreams, both literally and figuratively. So your dream state, that is sending you message, but also realize that you are capable of achieving your dreams. Okay. We also have for overall energy the Three of Coins in reverse, the Ten of Swords, the Knight of Wands in reverse. Damn, this person is real flighty, aren't they? Or these people, whomever. We also got the Knight of Wands in reverse. We got, what is that? The Devil, and we've got the Hanged Man in reverse. This is a lot of energy here, like, especially with all of that overall energy. Like, I feel like that's kind of like just a reminder of, like, you know, this person's betrayal and the confusion and, you know, the way you wanted things to be. Like, I feel like you really wanted to be able to work with these people, with this individual, especially with the Three of Coins in reverse, and like you realizing that, you know, these people, this person operates in the way that they do, you're like, maybe I don't want to collaborate with them. And so you're kind of like looking at things from a fresh perspective. And, you know, as they say, you know, rejection is the divine's protection. But on top of that, it's like, you know, I feel like this is one of those blessings in disguise, because again, like, I feel like you kind of wanted to be friends with this person, maybe, or maybe they were a family member. But I definitely feel like finances are a huge means in this situation, and this person fucked with your livelihood, and that is why the Ten of Swords is out here. With the King of Wands in reverse, like, I feel like they're in some sort of, like, leadership position, and they just dropped the fucking ball. Like, they're good at acting like, and, like, you know, using smooth talk, smooth words. And the Knight of Wands out here, right? That's the Knight of Wands, yep, in reverse. Like, they're good at spieling game, dude, like, in all arenas. But this is catching up to them. Okay, and with the Five of Coins in reverse, like, and the Six of Cups in reverse, like, they've been like this, like, probably since they were a kid, and they're super manipulative, and they know how to essentially, ooh, I just picked up this card and I saw the Chariot. That was importante, that was part of our downloads. But oh, and then there's the Eight of Swords. So Eight of Coins, Eight of Swords, the Magician in reverse, the Chariot, the Star, the World, Ten of Swords, Knight of Wands, the Devil, the Three of Coins in reverse, and then the Hanged Man in reverse for overall energy. And then our main energy, Six of Cups in reverse, Five of Cups in reverse, King of Wands in reverse. Okay. Like, I feel like this is going to, like, be the start of a new chapter for you, but it might even feel like the end of the world for this person. In retrospect, it's just the end of the line of how they treat others and how they use others as stepping stones, and it's just gross. I don't like this person's mentality. Like, they just see people as, like, opportunities and, you know, like, projects and creatives and just ways to use people. Like, that is major, like, Knight of Wands, King of Wands in reverse energy. Like, they're in, and, you know, they're, again, a smooth talker, so they can make it seem like they know what they're doing. They can definitely, like, fake a passion or a love for, you know, the industry that you're in, or any sort of relationship that they're in, which is scary. But they're not committed, and if anything, they're committed to fully misunderstanding you and trying to twist things so that your world is confusing as fuck and you're gaslit into thinking you're in the wrong here. But Five of Coins in reverse, Six of Cups in reverse, all of this is catching up to them, and they are going to have to pay for it, and they're going to be left out in the cold. And if they wonder why, you know, that's on them. This is so that they can end this chapter of their lives, get out of the mental war within so that it doesn't continuously project into their outer world, and then with the Star, do the healing. because that is exactly why this person is like this. And I can imagine they had a father figure like this, and that is who they learned this from. Definitely that, you know, like if incel, you know, wasn't a term, I would say this person is a lot like the Patrick Bateman, and they have that mentality. So I feel like Patrick Bateman could be his own entire archetype, and it's just he's terrifying. And a lot of people who really want to buy in, and I say buy in on purpose, buy into the patriarchal based capitalistic society, they're going to have this mentality. I got this scene in which Patrick Bateman, and I can't remember her name, but Elle Woods plays her, and his girlfriend, or his fiance at the time, they're on their way to a restaurant to meet up with another couple whom, the male of the couple, Patrick Bateman, works with him, and then the female, Elle Woods, is just good friends with her. And they're going to this fancy restaurant because, you know, he's a big time league, like, you know, businessman. He strives to eventually be CEO. Patrick Bateman is just like the model white collar individual who, again, is patriarchal based capitalism personified. So I feel like that is this person, and that is exactly why we channeled that sort of energy. So if you're wondering like how they think and what they think, in all honesty, if they cannot benefit from you or use you as a stepping stone, they would probably not have anything to do with you. And please don't take that personally, because I also realized that you wanted to work with this person, but things are not working. This is not a good team effort. This is not a team effort at all. Like, this is literally with the King of Wands in reverse, and the Knight of Wands in reverse, and the Hanged Man in reverse, 10 of Swords, 3 of Coins in reverse, the Devil. This person, like, and they've done this since they were a kid. This is how, you know, they got through school, by the way. This person literally has no idea what the fuck they're doing. They're good at pretending. They're good at observing you and trying to copy you, but they're not good at copying. And this is starting to show. This is like them not having their own ideas, them not contributing anything to this operation, really, especially like if there are like cameras in the facility or like wherever you work or, you know, your school, whatever. Like, this person copying you is very, very, very apparent. You have a lot of eyes on you right now. I feel pulled to pull from the Gypsy Witch Oracle deck. Let's see. I also feel pulled to have some water so that I can have another cup of coffee after this, so I don't go back to Mimi and I can do what I need to do. Hoo-wee! Maybe I should take a nap. We'll see how I feel. I do need to take my antibiotic, so I'll take that real quick. Hey, one of you, don't forget to take your medicine. Being told to tell you that. Take your medicine. Okay. Let's go ahead. Oh, and to make it more fun, you can put on... I saw this. This was so cute. This lady put that song Shots by, I think it's the West Side Boys or something. Lil Jon and the East Side Boys, I think. But she put on shots for her brother, so her brother would take his medicine. And he will not take his medicine unless that song is playing, and like she makes it fun for him. So maybe y'all can do that to help you like remember. Maybe set an alarm. Another good song would be Medicated. Like, that song gets me fucking pumped. But maybe y'all can like have this as an alarm and have Medicated by Wiz Khalifa playing. Man, let's get medicated. Man, I'm hella faded. I love that song. Like, that song is so fun. It's such a bop to me. If y'all have not seen it, it is so raunchy though, but it's so funny. If you have not seen it, I'm pretty sure this is a Wiz Khalifa movie, but it's called High School. And that's where I got the song Medicated from. I know it's not necessarily a popular song, but it stars Wiz Khalifa and Snoop Dogg, and it's just about this guy who is, you know, trying to make it big and trying to make it through high school. But it's so raunchy. It's like, think like Eurotrip on steroids, okay? Let's go ahead and keep pulling. I want one more. Thank you. Let's go ahead and look at our overall energy and pull this apart. Cool. So for main energy out here, we have... Oh, here, let me kind of just like move these so I can put these and spread these. For main energy, we have the pig, number 10 in reverse. Whether far or near, this is an omen of phenomenal luck and great abundance, high honors, and all ambition attained. We also have number 23, the ring. The ring, when to the right of a person, is an unerring indication of rich and happy marriage, but lying to the left, disappointment in love. Number 51, the lion. The lion presages a sudden shock from bad news. I heard bro love. Excuse me for burping, by the way. I heard bro love. Alright, number 17, the fish. The fish is the emblem of riches through stocks, but if distant, it foretells failure and disaster.
Just give us a bite and smile and we're done.
Take stock of your situation. Also, those stocks that, you know, you're investing in or that you plan on investing in, they are going to bring you bountiful gains if you play the slow game and you really analyze how that stock trends and, you know, the different candlesticks. When I say candlesticks, that is like, you know, the fall and the rise of that particular stock, and like, you know, whether it goes into the red or the green, blah blah blah. The candlesticks show this graph, and they're the bars of that graph, and the graph just shows you the trends of that particular stock as it goes up and down. Okay, for overall energy, we have the key in reverse. The key nearby is a certain augury of success, but if surrounded by unlucky cards, the prognostication is illness. Okay. Number 50. The bear is a sign of successful speculations. The bear is in reverse, by the way. Then number 44 in reverse. The broken glass. The broken glass foretells ill luck for long years if near, but if distant, death of a friend. Aww. That makes me sad. I feel like, you know, even if this wasn't like a bromance or a dude, even if this was, you know, a female, I just feel like you really wanted to be their friend, and like, you know, you really enjoyed their company at first. We also have number 1, the sun. The sun near signifies happiness and popularity. However, near snakes, mice, and dark side of clouds, this presages vexation. We also have the bouquet, and this is in reverse. Number 7, bouquet of flowers, an absolute indication of long and happy life. If children are nearby, extraordinary honors and fame. Okay. We also have number 46, the railroad. The railroad forecasts a long journey if near 44, a serious accident. If near 29, a robbery. Do we have any of those out here? I don't think so. 44. If near 44, a serious accident. Okay. And then number 39 in reverse, the heart signifies great joy when near. Please don't let this person make you feel like it was an accident to treat you this way. Okay, and you might even be shocked from how much of this they were aware of doing. Because I feel like this person weaponizes incompetence and feigns ignorance often. And that's just kind of how they've gotten by. They've seen that as the key to their success. They should have become an actor because they're pretty good at acting. And they have a lot of people fooled. Even so, with the broken glass and the bear out here, and the key in reverse. What they thought was the major key to their own success is going to be their downfall. And I feel like they are seeing this in real time, starting to catch up to them. With the pig here in reverse next to the ring, you two were bound together contractually through some sort of agreement. Again, this could have been, a boss, a coworker, some sort of friend, maybe your landlord, but you two were bound by some sort of agreement. And, I feel like they just couldn't fulfill the standards that, this agreement had set. They couldn't, they themselves definitely do not feel fulfilled. And next to you, they really are just kind of swine rolling in the mud. But you, my friend, with the lion out here, please have some courage to not stoop down to that level and roll in the mud with them. And with the fish here, maybe just keep swimming. Let this person be a pig, and the more that they prolong this lesson, the harder it's going to be for them. That's on them. And the more that people enable them and prolong this lesson for them, people are going to get wrapped up in that karma too. And I don't think people necessarily realize that, unfortunately, how when we continuously deter someone from their own natural consequences, we take up a lot of that burden. And we're playing pickup sticks essentially, and we are taking on a lot of the brunt of the punishment, and they're getting off scot-free. You have such a big heart, but I also feel like you're yearning to be, and I feel like this could be you too, because I feel like you have this want for acceptance. You're yearning to be accepted by other individuals, maybe something that, and to be liked, right? Because I know a lot of people really are scared of not being liked. But I kind of feel like that is what got us here in the first place, and what made you so easily overlook these red flags of the manipulation. But I feel like you are, taking a look at the bigger picture now, and just, with the hangman in reverse from the other deck, just having this epiphany that is making you realize that, this person would not be copying you or trying to, be a copy and paste version of you if you weren't doing something right. And I feel like that's very important. And I feel like you overlook this about yourself. And, I feel like a lot of you probably don't necessarily see the full value of yourselves, which is why, things like this, these situations like this can easily happen. But at the same time, I also realize that, manipulators, con men, that's their job. And so, of course, they're going to be good at it. At least they see it as their job, right? So of course they're going to be good at it. So it's also kind of like, you know, be gentle on yourself, because it's not just you, but a lot of people are falling for the breadcrumbs with this individual, okay? So please, you know, be gentle on yourself. And if you are having these epiphanies, these realizations of like how this person has, or these people have affected your livelihood, because this could even be like, for some of you, a whole company. Let them have those realizations, and let yourself also have those realizations, and let the divine bring justice and judgment in accordingly, because you deserve that. Alright, I think I'm gonna go ahead and leave it there. Let's see. By all that is divine, I will now close and exit this reading. Thank you for illuminating the path and for not retreating. Our session has now come to an end, and this advice I shall not bend. Please be safe on your path, and keep me safe in the aftermath. Blessed be. And so it be like that sometimes. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna go enjoy my fucking weekend. I hope y'all do too. I hope y'all just have a great weekend of relaxation, of unwinding, of being able to sleep, because again, I feel like a lot of people are feeling the insomnia right now. So some good sleep, some good rejuvenation, maybe a fucking bath, I don't know, some comfort food, I don't know. But whatever you need to just rest and recharge, because I feel like that could be factoring into a lot of the emotions here. Right, too. Here too, right, I mean. But with all these emotions, again, I don't blame y'all, and I wanted to at least validate you and let you know that everything is going to be okay. Alright, I am going to pop on out. See y'all next time. Before I forget, I wanted to include this in the Mercury and Gatorade 411 PRN segment, okay? And so last night, while eating dinner with my fiance, we watched a show. Excuse me, Lulu. Excuse me. I'm gonna pause her Zaboomafoo real quick. She loves Zaboomafoo. I know, Lulu. My smarty girl. Oh, okay, Bebe. But before I forget, there was an episode of Love, Death, Robots that we watched. And it was from Volume 4. And I think it was called For He Can Creep? Yes, For He Can Creep. And that particular episode, I feel like falls in line exactly with this now that I think about it. And like the idea of like the unseen forces, and like, you know, not everything is as it seems. And, you know, okay, so essentially there is this poet, and he is locked up in prison. And I feel like that's kind of like how you feel right now. You're the creative who is locked in a cage. And this creative has a cat who, you know, visits him, and, you know, there's that sort of like a mutual understanding, and, you know, just taking care of each other while still allowing for independence, right? And the cat's name is Joffrey. So Joffrey is, you know, while the creator is sleeping, Joffrey is lured out of the cell by Satan himself, by the devil. And the devil essentially like tries to tell Joffrey that, you know, if Joffrey gets the creative to write a poem for the devil, mind you, the devil was like, you know, using his words and trying to make it seem like this creative wasn't all that great, and he can make him great. Okay? But why would he want to utilize the creative if the creative wasn't all that great, right? But anyway, he tells Joffrey that he will make Joffrey, like, you know, his entire race, you know, responsible for the planet of Earth, and make them, you know, in charge of everybody. top the food chain. And Joffrey doesn't even, like, really take time to consider it. Like, immediately he, like, spits at the devil and he's like, fuck you, and the horse he rode in on. And essentially he has to run off and go recruit his other cat buddies to help him. Meanwhile, the devil is like, I have this portal open. And I'm assuming it was referring to the Lionsgate portal, by the way. I have this portal open for a very limited time. Before tomorrow, I need this poem written. And if I don't get this poem written, I have to go back to where I came from. So he has a deadline. So while Satan goes about, still forcing this creative to write him this poem, Joffrey recruits his other alley cat friends. And each alley cat kind of has its own, really awesome ability. But there is one of them. Oh, I can't remember her name. But she was so tiny, and she had other cat guardians that helped her, and she was like part of the spirit world, and she was like, cats in general represent the in-between, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. They're like temperance themselves. However, this cat, was able to be in the in-between and was able to ask its ancestors for help. I kind of feel like this might even like be Bastet and Sekhmet, okay, from Egyptology. Bastet and Sekhmet coming to you and letting you know that, like, hey, like, we're here and we're going to help you out. And so you're probably going to see a lot of cat symbology right now. And tiger symbology. I'm getting tiger. But it recruits its friends. Joffrey, he recruits his friends, or whatever Joffrey identifies as. They recruit their friends. And this cat, decides that, as in Joffrey, decides that, he's going to be the creeper. And he's going to, his friends are essentially going to attack the devil head on. But Joffrey is going to go into the in-between. And he's going to creep. And he's going to get that poem and shred it. And send the devil right back to where he came from. So I want to let y'all know that you're the creative in this situation. You are such a muse, and you don't even realize it, because so many people have really, really tried to minimize you. And I know, Lulu. Is that a picture of you? Yeah, that's you on the TV. But anyway, catch y'all later.